Hi guys, welcome back. So now here in this session I'll explain resetting the transaction data. How to reset the transaction data. OBR1 is the transaction code which is used to reset the transaction data. But the question is, what is the purpose of resetting the transaction data, or what is the purpose of this OBR1, right? So let's have a look now. So the purpose of OBR1 is or resetting the data. Look at here. So first of all, now it deletes all the transaction data. When we have to let's suppose when you reset the transaction data, now look at here, it deletes all the transaction data in a company code while keeping the master data intact. In the sense, there won't be any impact on the master data, right? If we have like multiple GL accounts, multiple vendor account, multiple customer account, so these master data will be as it is into SAP server, but the transaction data will be deleted, right? So that is the benefit. If you run this OBR1 transaction code, if you use this, then master data will be as it is, whereas transaction data will be deleted. Typically, it is used before a company code goes live, and that too in testing environment, or if the transaction data needs to be reset due to any errors. Now, I'll tell you guys, so if we talk about SAP landscape arrangement, so landscape arrangement means we are having like three environments are there. One is development, then we have quality, and then production. Okay. If you guys are not able to visualize what I'm explaining right now, the SAP landscape arrangement, I'll try to record a separate session on this. But this is what generally landscape in SAP, where like development server means all the configurations will be done. Quality means testing will be performed over there, and then production server, all the live data, live transactions will be recorded in the production server, right? So generally what happened, let's suppose in development we have done the configurations, and if you have to perform the testing, so where to perform the testing? Of course, in the quality server. So now we have to move our configurations from development to quality. So what to do? For that, of course, we are having transport request, right? So TR movement will be taking place, isn't it? Now, so once the configurations, let's suppose, reaches to the quality server, then what will happen? We can perform our whatever the testings are there. You can post multiple transactions to test the configurations whether it is fine or not. So everything, so testings are done. So in that case, generally what happened? So multiple configurations are done, multiple different configurations, like we have tested like vendor invoice, vendor payment, credit memo, customer invoice, customer payment, credit memo, cash related transactions, tax related transactions, asset related transactions, multiple transactions we have posted, we have tested, right? So in quality server there are lots of data which is already there. Now at the time of go live, when we have, let's suppose, when the SAP server is like, in the sense our configurations are totally ready, everything's are ready. So just before go live, what we have to do, guys, data migrations will be taking place, right? Data migrations means master data will be migrated, transaction data will be migrated. So generally data migration doesn't mean that directly it is going to happen in production server itself, isn't it? Before productions we have to check in quality, right? So quality, in the sense, like you can say this is a provisional migration, provisional certificate, original certificate, right? So this is just a provisional migrations, where like in quality server what happened, we migrate the data, we check whether we are facing any issues or not. So before migrating this transaction data, what will happen, guys? Whatever this quality server is there, first of all we have to reset the transactions, because multiple transactions are already posted in quality, isn't it? So first of all, we have to like reset this entire transactions, so that the quality server will be absolutely fresh. Now it is totally whatever transaction data are there, that is data free, in the sense transaction data free, it will be, there won't be any transaction data, right? So we can run this OBR1 transaction code, and the entire data is there, that transactions are there, that we can reset. So that is the that's what here it is written, like typically used before a company code goes live in testing environment, right? Or if transaction data need to be reset due to any errors, and even like let's suppose we have migrated certain transactions, or is like various transactions, multiple mistakes are done during migration. So once again we can reset the what you say this one transactions and we can make it fresh, right? So but it is happening where? In the test environment itself, isn't it? So this is what is happening. So generally what happened in test environment, we are going to run this OBR1 to reset the transaction data. Look at here. It does not delete master data like vendor, customer, general ledger account. That is already explained here that master data intact, right? So it means master data won't be deleted, whereas the transaction data only will be deleted if you run this OBR1 transaction code. If you have to delete the master data, again we are having OBR2. That how is the process for OBR2 will see later. I'll record a separate session on that. But this is what the purpose and use of OBR1. Now, when to use this OBR1? Pretty simple. I have already explained here. So look at here in test environment to clear the posted transactions right before retesting. So in test environment, in the sense like quality server is there. So in that we can use this OBR1. Like if you want, right? If you want to like reset multiple time also, that's fine. You can reset and you can clean the whatever posted transactions are there, right? And of course, OBR1 we have to use at the time of cutover activity. I mean to say data migration activity, right? Before data migrations, what we have to do? We have to reset this entire posted transaction. So in that case, of course, we have to use just for quality server, right? Before migrating data to remove incorrect posting, as I said already, before migrating the data, whatever the postings are there, whether it is correct, incorrect, whatever it is, we have to remove, we have to make it fresh, right? A clean server, right? If incorrect transactions are posted and need a full reset, but that too in non-productive system itself. That's what I have written here, non-productive. It's not like production server, we are not going to format, guys, right? Format in the sense like we won't reset the production server. Of course, quality server that can be reset, and time to time it happens. Time to time it happens, even like in real time also. Of course, we are like, let's suppose once the SAP gone live and we are having like, there also we are having development, quality and production. So whatever quality server is there, time to time it will, people will reset the quality server so that whatever the test data are there, transaction data are there, that will be gone. Okay. Now important considerations. Okay, so here I have clearly specified OBR1 should never be used in live production system, as it will erase all the posted transactions, right? So when I'm explaining OBR1, it doesn't mean that in production system, guys, don't use OBR1 in production system, right? In production system, if you run this OBR1, it is going to erase your entire transaction data. Okay, so now here why I have explained this OBR1, because most of you or all of you, whoever is watching this video, are students, practitioner, and generally what happened, you have done multiple testings, you have done multiple posted multiple transactions. Sometimes people multiple time I receive a message that I have posted certain transactions, now I want to delete it completely. Is it possible? So guys, yes, it is possible, and that is your practice server. If you want to use OBR1, you can use it, but better to use for your company code itself. Don't try for a different company code, isn't it? Because if a company code which you have created and you have posted the transactions, if you want to reset the transaction data for that company code, of course you can do it. Don't try for a different company code, or else again that user will be there in problem now. They have posted multiple data, and let's suppose you have reset the data. Of course, they are going to complain to the server owner, and they will find it out that it is done by your user ID, and most likely they'll remove, right? So make experiment on your own company code. So use transaction code OBR1. Now here in S4 HANA, generally what happened? So if you run this OBR1 initially, it may throw certain errors. So I'll just do one thing. I'll give a transaction code here. So which transaction code, guys? Any transaction code. Let's suppose Can I make it TM05? Okay, this is my company code. And let me execute. So look at here. Now, assign a controlling area to company code. So this is the one error. You can go to OKKP and here, new entry. I'll just do one thing, TM05. Okay, if your assignment is already there, then I don't think that you guys will be receiving this error, but it's okay. Now, 05 itself, just save it, make it yes, and assignment. Okay, now it is. Then here assignment, new entry, enter your company code, just save it, new project ID, just give TM05 itself. Press enter. It's taking time, guys. Sometimes the server becomes slow. Maybe server is slow or my internet is slow. I don't know. So let me pause it. Okay, again it is done. Okay, so activate also. There might be chances you'll be getting the error for this one also. So I'll just do one thing. Activate. I've just given the fiscal year. I have not activated any component here of controlling. So just press enter and let's have a look now. Come back here. Once again, OBR1, right? Slash and OBR1. Give your company code and okay, look at here, the test run. It is check mark is there. So let me execute now. Let's see what happened. So it's taking time, guys. Right. Okay. Now, so multiple transactions are going to be reset. I'll just do one thing, guys. For example, I'll just show you. Let's suppose FBL3N here and GL account. Any GL account or is I won't give any GL number, but we are having multiple transactions. Look at here, several transactions are there, right? These are all bank related transactions, multiple transactions are there. This GL 1000 itself, if I give GL 1000, you'll be having several transactions here. Now, what I'll do, just come back here, remove this test run and execute. And then let's see what happened. So of course, as I have explained, it is going to reset the transaction data. Master data will be as it is. In the sense, GL master, of course, GL master is created, vendor masters are also created, GL masters are also created. So now just come back and if you execute, nothing is there. There is no transaction data. Whereas if you go to FS00 and here I'm having all the GL, whatever GL accounts I have created, these all GL accounts are there. So there won't be any impact on your master data, whereas the transaction data is completely gone. So OBR1, generally what happened, I have specified, you said that you should never be used in live production system, whereas of course for testing in the sense like in your practice server, of course you can reset your transaction data will be gone, whereas master data will be as it is. So I hope you guys are able to understand when to use this OBR1, right? So this is what the use of OBR1 R1 transaction code. That's all in this session, guys. And if you like the explanations, don't forget to like the video. And if you have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe it. I keep on bringing such kind of informative videos for you people.